Like in the world of vocabulary, right? If you look at the grid on the side, like we're starting to get more and more words about types of intelligence. I don't love that model so much, but I love this model, where I say, okay, there's human intelligence and there's machine intelligence. And I told you, I do not see one as better than the other. I see these as different flavors of ice cream. One is strawberry, right? One is chocolate. They are both ice cream. I don't want to debate, that one's better than the other, although you might have a preference, right? Machine intelligence has its advantages. Human intelligence has its advantages. But what we need to be shooting for when we talk about us being able to learn to be digital centaurs, or guiding our young people to learn how to be a healthy human being with a healthy ability to use technology, is the concept of hybrid intelligence. It's your mind mixed with the machine mind. I've been just showing it to you with graphics, right? Those are my metaphors, my prompts, but the machine's ability to actually create art. We work together, hybrid intelligence. That's not the only type of intelligence we should think about, right? There's collective intelligence. Nicholas, when you sit right in front of me, you have to be part of the show. Can you give him the mic? I'm going to ask him some questions. Nicholas, just answer these loud, okay? Nicholas, what percentage of your total knowledge do you think you're going to be able to pass on to your kids or to people you mentor? Total knowledge that you'll be able to pass on?
Maybe 20%.
Okay, good call. Generally, people say anywhere from 10 to 30. Great answer. How much knowledge can an AI pass to another AI almost instantly?
I would assume 100%.
Very good, Nicholas. You're right on. Okay, another question. Nicholas, when you die, what happens to all the knowledge that's in your mind right now?
I think it's gone.
It is gone, Nicholas. I mean, unless you wrote a book, right? Unless you posted a lot of blogs, right? It's gone. Does an AI ever die and lose its knowledge?
Probably not, assuming no power failure.
Right. Assuming no EMP bomb or some crazy thing, right? An AI doesn't lose its knowledge. So I want you to think about that. When we talk about collective intelligence, the collective intelligence of human beings is we try to pass information on generation to generation. And yes, we stand on the shoulders of people before us. We read the books, right? We listen to their wisdom. But we can't pass effectively huge amounts, which is why it takes so long for humans to learn. Why it takes from a child to way up there before you've got a lot of knowledge. It takes decades, right? So we don't do a good job with collective intelligence. And then we die. Machines can pass all of their knowledge instantly, and they will never die. What does that tell you about how smart AIs will get?
It seems to have few limits.
Yes. Very good. All right, you can give the mic back to Christine. Good job. So I just want you to, again, set down the bias, the human bias about our knowledge is better than anything else, and just look at these facts, these things I'm trying to share with you, right, about intelligence. And it's not just intelligence. Remember what I told you about creativity, right? The fact that AIs are able to help amplify our creativity. We talk about it as there's combinational creativity, there's exploratory creativity, and there's transformational creativity. Combinational is just, hey, mix my ideas with your ideas. Let's see what we get, Mr. AI or Mrs. AI, right? Exploratory is, hey, I want to go try to figure out something that's never been done before. Like I try to create pictures no one's ever created before. They're exploratory. And then the final one is transformational, where I don't have to try to work with the AI to have it figure out how I want to do a visual metaphor. I just tell it, hey, I need a metaphor for banking an AI, and it just creates them. It knows. It just does it on its own. And it creates things that the human race have never created before. Right? I just want to make sure you have that picture of intelligence of what we're trying to do in organizations. Right? We're trying to create hybrid intelligence with that strategy that I showed you, that 6-part strategy. The more we can amplify our people with AI and get them to co-work with AI, the more powerful the bank will be, and this can happen now. So it's not a 2024 thing. This can happen now, right? If we just do the right steps and we get the right education into people. All right, let's finish with risk real quick. I told you I'm not real worried about the whole, Skynet and machines take over and try to kill us. I think we're smarter than that. I think we'll create boundaries. I am worried about terrorists and what happens with terrorists when they get a hold of technology. I told you the things I worry about more are things like knowledge. Right? What happens to human knowledge when we start giving more and more capability to machines to hold our knowledge and to use that knowledge? I worry about, well, then what will we be holding in our minds? Right? That worries me a little bit. I worry about the social impacts of AI, right? About what could possibly happen, like that widening gap I told you about. Or if people turn off the guardrails on AI and then the AI is answering things for our kids maybe we wouldn't want answered, right? I worry about that. And then in the corporate world, there's a list, right? I mean, in the corporate world, the use of synthetic data makes me nervous. Where instead of using real data, we use synthetic and created data to train an AI, which to me could train an inbred AI. So if you're not, again, this is why vocabulary is important. If you don't know what synthetic data is, you need to learn, right? Because people are training AI models on synthetic data. And if you don't even know what that means or why that's a problem, you might want to get up to speed on it so that when an IT person tells you, oh, hey, I don't need to put all of our data in from the bank, I'll just train it on synthetic data. You actually know what that means and what the problems are. Bias and discrimination can be a problem. If I have an automated lending system, but that automated lending system is driving us to redline because it's overly intelligent and it's not loaning in places where we should be loaning, right? So there's a lot of things that we could see as problems from a risk standpoint. I'm trying to be helpful today, not just tell you, here are problems. I'm trying to give you all the solutions. So if you don't have an AI risk program built into your ERM yet, you need to. And again, I'm just going to share with you what our more elite clients are doing around AI risk built into their ERM. The first thing they're doing is they're getting the board to approve an AI risk program because we forgot to do that with cybersecurity 15 years ago. Right? We took way too long to get the board involved and to approve it. We just tried to deal with it on our own. With AI, we need to quit doing that. We need to have the board approve an AI risk mitigation program right up front. Then you've got to have a process to collect all your AIs. This is not just the AIs you've built. It's all the ones you're using from vendors. But you have to have an AI inventory. I don't care if it's on a spreadsheet. When a regulator or an examiner comes in and says, hey, I need to see your AIs, and you have no idea, you've never created a list, that's not a good day. So make sure you get out in front of the regulators and examiners and create a list of all of the AIs. Now, once you have a list, you got to have a scoring scale, right? And you can create your own scoring scale. I mean, I can help you if you want help, but you got to create a scale that scores them on their risk level. Some AIs are not risky at all to you. Some AIs are highly risky under regulatory control. So you got to have a scoring system. Let's just say 1 through 10. Okay? So you have a risk scoring 1 to 10. Once you have that, you have to have governance that says everything over a 6, we have policies and procedures for. So all the dangerous AIs, we have a policy and procedure for. Maybe everything that's over an 8, we have a third-party firm that comes and does an AI audit. I'm just trying to keep this simple, but I just wanted you to see. You can build an AI risk program now. You can build it now. Don't wait. Like I said, most of you that are, if you're a bank, you're a credit union, if you are under regulatory control, you're either going to wait around for the examiners to tell you how to do this, which is never good, or you can get out in front of them, and then when they come do their audits, they'll just get out of your way.